Hi guys, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel, we're talking about credit cards, points, finances and travel. If this is something that interests you, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. I was talking earlier today with a very good friend of mine from back in Europe, and he's a business owner and he does have a lot of cash sitting around. So he got all excited with cryptocurrency and especially Bitcoin. And just yesterday we had another conversation and he was telling me how he expects Bitcoin to go all the way up to $100,000, and that he believes that basically it's like the Lord of the Rings of the cryptocurrency. So one ring to rule them all. Bitcoin is to rule all the other crypto. Okay, I understand his point. It's probably the oldest well-known crypto, but at the same time, if you see the trending lines between Bitcoin and everything else, is more or less the same. So in my opinion, and I do trade on cryptocurrency, more or less it's about the same, no matter what you pick. Now, there's a few different points I want to make here. Today, he called me and he said that he sold his Bitcoins. And when I asked him why, he's like, oh, well, it was dropping so fast. I'm like, okay, so why didn't you just add more money? He says, well, I didn't have any more money to put in. I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that you spend all your money to crypto? He's like, no, I spent all my money on Bitcoin. I say, okay, why would you put all your eggs in one basket? He says, well, it's money I don't really need, but at the same time, I didn't have any more money to put in. I'm like, well, that's a big mistake. Well, you always need to have some money on the side for these dips. You need to buy on sale, right? Well, I wish I knew better. Now I did it. I'm like, okay, so what did you do? He's like, I bought some more. I'm like, okay, so you sold what you had at a loss, and now you bought some more. He says, yes. Did you buy exactly the same amount? He says, no, I only bought a few $1,000s. Okay, did you diversify your portfolio? He says, no. I'm like, did you diversify within cryptocurrency? He says, no, I only bought Bitcoin. Now, when it comes to investment, there's a few levels of volatility that one can handle. And really, if you see any professional investor, they will tell you that when you want to play a little more aggressively, you should put like 15 to 20% of your portfolio into more volatile investments. And he is putting 100%. Now, that not only is wrong, but in my opinion at least, but it's dangerous. And in his case, it's not so much, but I know many other people that do exactly the same, and they borrow money to do it. They charge their credit cards to do it. They feel that, you know, they follow whatever rumor, they want to become rich in one night, and many have done that. But if that doesn't happen and you have to go back and pay $20,000 on credit card debt, it's all matter of timing, right? If you need that money earlier than you thought, and the Bitcoin price is not timed right, and you're losing, what are you gonna do? You're gonna have to take a big loss. And why? Because you tried. So at that point, it's gambling, it's not investing. And I gave him the advice today that he should really diversify his portfolio and buy some stock. Now, when I told him that, he's like, okay, so what kind of returns do I expect? I said, listen, I've seen Home Depot, a company that I really know well, Tesla, Apple, you name it, all the big companies. They have some amazing returns in the past 5 years. We're talking 400-500% back in 5 years. That is incredible. He told me that in his business, he expects about 7% return on his investments. And he expects, like, he's not thinking with an investor mindset when it comes to stocks. He sees it as a game. It's like going to Las Vegas for him. The problem is that many people think this way. And I have the fear that the downward rally we see lately with Bitcoin has something to do with that. And people need the money and they panic when they see Bitcoin and all the other crypto going down and they start selling. And many people will lose money now. Now, that being said, I don't believe it's all over. We know that there's another big stimulus check coming. And I have the feeling that after that happened, by the end of March, you will see all the crypto and all the stocks jumping back up because people don't just want to put everything in the market. And I don't blame them for that, don't get me wrong. But I will say what I said for credit cards before. Do you have all your bases covered? Do you have an emergency fund? Did you pay off all your debt? At least the high APR debt, like credit card debt. Once you're done with that, that's the safest return you're gonna get is by paying off your credit card debt. You're gonna get back 20% immediately. If your job is offering a 401k and it has some kind of match, 50% or 100%, you're gonna get immediately 50% to 100% return safely. So why go this route and spend all your money, gamble your money? Now, in my friend's case, he really doesn't need the money. He sees it as a game, and that's okay, I guess. He insists on his position, I insist on mine. You will never see me spending more than 20% on investments with high volatility like crypto. I do 20%. I do 20% and I'm okay with it. If I was losing everything tomorrow on my crypto, I would be okay. But I just want to make sure that you don't go that route. You're trying to be rich quickly and you don't see other options. We have come to the point where we think it's normal to get 100, 200% in a week or two return, and that's not normal. And I was telling him about some other stocks that I believe are going to almost double by the end of the year that have good financial base. And he was like, oh, you're looking only at 70%. If I put my money on crypto, I can get 70% in a couple of days. But you need to diversify. Even if that was the case, you need to diversify. Have all the basics covered. Once you have all the basics covered and you have some extra cash that you won't miss anytime soon, that you could spend on something, you know, like an iPhone or whatever that is, then you can spend it on crypto. And that's what I'm doing. As long as you have an emergency fund fully loaded, you have all the other options covered. Like if you have a 401k with you work with a match, you don't have any credit card debt, and you do have like regular stocks that you can actually see something tangible, then by all means, buy whatever you want. But be careful, because what goes up has to come down. But I would like at this point to hear what you think. What's the percentage on your portfolio in crypto? And what do you think is going to happen in the future? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Is it going to stay flat? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one, bye.